Hey guys, it is Carl Brown for GuitarLessons365.com. Have a classic for you today. We're going to play Mrs. Robinson by Simon Garfunkel. So it's got some really cool little riffs in there and some nice, pretty easy open position chord changes and stuff. Just two rhythms, chord progressions for the whole tune, so probably won't take you very long to get down. Before I get into it, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and ring the notification bell, of course. That way you'll know when I release a new video. And real important, check out my Guitar Academy. It's at the GuitarLessons365.com. You see the link in the description below. It contains all my guitar courses, systematic guitar courses, from a complete beginner course to courses on more advanced courses on improvisation and technique and ear training and theory and guitar tone. It's all there. I've got a great community we got going there, so please come join us. And right now you can get a 7-day free trial. So if you sign up now, you can check it out for 7 days and see if you like it or not. All right, so I hope to see you there. And let's jump into this track. So I'm in standard tuning, but I have a capo at the 2nd fret. So this is not a let's cheat it video and just play it with a capo. Capo, obviously, wherever you're out in the world, how it's pronounced. But this is how it's actually played on the recording. So if you want to play it like Paul Simon, gotta use a capo. All right, so now let's check this out. Now this opening riff is kind of the most identifiable part of this track. So it's pretty cool. It starts on the upbeat. So I like to actually start it with an upstroke on the low E string. Kind of helps me lock into the groove. So what I'm doing there is I'm starting with an upstroke and on the low E string, and then I pick the open A string and I hammer on to the 2nd fret. So then, now you don't really need to start with an upstroke. For me, I like that feel of it. You can start with a down and then hit an upstroke on the A string to hammer on to the 2nd fret there, and that gives you time to hit it, get over to the low E string and hit another downstroke, and then the low E string again, then the open D string, back to the low E string, and then 2nd fret on the D. And by the time you get there, you've got like this E power chord you're holding. So we have this. So after you get there, so altogether I'll put the riff slow. When you get to that top note and you're holding those notes down, you can kind of strum them. Now around the song, this is based around an E major chord, but you can just kind of play those bottom 3 strings because you don't really hear that the 3rd of the chord there. Now when I call this an E major chord, I'm obviously comparing it to the capo. It's actually an F sharp major where it's at right now, but I'm comparing everything to the capo just to make everything easy for you, so you can just call them out as basic open position chords. So we have this. So just after I get there, so I'm gonna down up on it. I'll start the riff again. So at the beginning of the track, you kind of hear that riff 5 or 6 times, and then the last time you kind of hear it just like he holds on that top note, then goes back to the open D and then back to that 2nd fret. So he doesn't go back through the whole riff. So it's kind of, and then after he does that, he turns that now into a full E dominant 7th chord. So that's gonna I got already 2 of the notes down. You're going to add that first fret in front of the capo there on the G string, and then the 3rd fret in front of the capo on the B string. So we have. Alright, from there we go to an A dominant 7 chord. So that could just be a bar, so open A string there, then bar the 2nd fret across the D, G, and the B, and then play the 3rd fret above the capo there on the high E string. You can also do this version, where you have the open G string in there, or you can eliminate that top note and just play it like a, instead of an A major, pick up the note on the G string to make it an open G, and that's an A7 chord as well too. It might be a little easier for you. There's a lot of guitar layers going on here, so we're just kind of getting the basic underpinning of what he usually does live over it. Those all the little fills and stuff he plays, we're not really focusing on that, just the main chords here. So there's multiple ways you can kind of play this chord. Alright, from there we go to a D major, then to a G. By the way, this is also the verse of the song. So this is the intro, but it's where that, but there's lyrics later on. So we have this so far where we're at here. So after the little riff, so we'll build that into that E7 to the A7. Then from there we go to D, G. So that goes the D major chord, standard D major chord above the capo. And then to a G chord. Now this is the G chord that has the open B string in there. Alright, from there we have this. So that's a regular C major chord. And then what we do is that kind of standard transition where we take that over to the 2nd fret there on the A string, open D, open G, 1st fret there on the B. So kind of a passing chord, common passing chord into the A minor chord. So just a standard A minor. So far we have this. Now you'll see when I'm playing it here, I'm kind of playing it as they played the verse throughout later on in the track, where you just hear that riff section done 4 times before it starts going in the chords. The first time you hear it in the track, it's 6 times, since that intro is a little bit extended. So you're going to hear it kind of like later on the track. After that A minor, we're almost done. We switch it, move everything up a string to the E major. And then we're going to end it the last chord of the D dominant 7 chord. So D7, that's open D string, 2nd fret above the capo on the G, 1st fret above the capo on the B, and 2nd fret above the capo on the high E. So for the whole verse section, remember the little riff section is a little bit shorter throughout the track when they're singing the regular verse than it is in the intro, but it's the same chord progression, so it would look like this. Now from there we have the chorus. verse. So those chords after that D7, and here's to you, we go to that same G major that has the open B string in it, G major, to E minor, back to the G, back to the E minor. So we have this, and here's to you, Mrs. Robinson, Jesus loves you more than you will know. Now we go from there. After you did the G to E minor twice, you go to C major. And that takes us over to a D major chord. So some C. Just to a standard D major. Now it's going to go back to the G major, E minor thing, but on the way back, it's a really quick shift to a C major chord real quick. Just hit it a couple times, and then takes us back down to the G. So I'll play the first half there of the chorus. So we have this. And here's to you, Mrs. Robinson, Jesus loves you more than you will know. Quick C, God bless you please. So don't miss that C. And then we're back kind of the same thing. Mrs. Robinson, heaven holds a place for those who pray. So here, after the C chord, instead of going to D and the C again to turn around back to the repeat the chorus, we have that from that C we go to A minor. And then it goes to an E major if you want, or really just that point, it goes back to the riff. So that ending, that second half of the chorus there, God bless you please, Mrs. Robinson, heaven holds a place for those who pray. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Anyway, so that's about it. It's just those two progressions that just kind of revolve back and forth for the whole track. So I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm not really trying to do all those little overdubs and everything, all the little guitar licks that are going on it. We're just doing the main riff and then the chords there, and it sounds great that way. That's kind of how they do it live anyway. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you again soon for GuitarLessons365.com.